All right. Testing. 1, 2, 3. We're back. Are we back, Daniel? Did you hit record?
Yes.
Oh. My bad. I didn't see you there. Even though you're easy to see. Talk to the mic. Because the hand doesn't want to hear it.
You're funny. All right, let's get going. We're here with Mach.
With who?
Who? Sorry, Jota. My bad.
Huh. What's up, guys? What's up, salties?
Salt. Why do you keep calling them salties?
Because sweeties and salties.
You should call them saltines.
Oh yeah, saltines. What's up, crackers?
That's a good one. It's a good. Good. What is it called? Good segue to our topic today. Oh, damn! You minimized it again.
What the hell, man?
We have notes up here that we use to kind of keep us on track, which doesn't always happen, as you have probably been able to tell. But okay, there they are. They're nice and big now.
That's what she said.
Okay, very nice, Daniel. Thank you. So today, what's today's date? January 6th,
January 6th, 2021.
2021. And I'm sure that most of you have heard, saw, either on Facebook, the news, all kinds of craziness happening in D.C. I don't know too much about it because I don't follow politics, but I think Daniel was watching pretty much everything that was going on and what had happened before and what happened after, so I'll let him kind of describe some of that.
So, well, I was watching it unfold while I was at work to all my fellow coworkers.
It was unfolded?
Yeah, it was unfolded. No, I was...
As I was folding my laundry.
I was so I was watching in the Senate's hearing, or the joint House and Senate hearing, and they were giving their what the hell was that?
Joint.
Oh, the joint. They were giving their arguments of whether or not this election was
Rigged?
Fraudulent, or it was. I forgot what their exact word is. I don't know why I want to say it starts with an O, but that's not right.
Legitimate? Legitimacy?
I forgot what the term was, but either way, they were just basically giving their points as to why or why not Congress should step in and overturn the election. That's what they were arguing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, overturning the election. So, but out of nowhere, like. I'm listening to it all, but at the same time, I'm kind of focused on work, and I just have it in the corner of my eye. When out of nowhere, I just hear kind of like a weird noise, and then Nancy Pelosi stands up and is just kind of like hitting the thing.
The gavel?
Yeah, and then it kind of like cuts off, and it goes.
The gavel is that a little hammer?
Yeah, a little hammer thing.
The hammer of justice.
She's dropping Mjolnir. Anyway. That's Thor's hammer, for those who don't know.
Oh, whatever.
Nobody knew.
Everyone knew Mjolnir. Anyway, so she's so she gets up, and then out of nowhere the feed cuts on YouTube, which is where I was watching it, and it just says where they're taking a small recess for the chair, the House chair.
Some visitors.
Request something like that. And I'm just like, okay, so they probably just went to lunch. I don't know. It was like around lunchtime. So it was like maybe they're taking a lunch. And I was just kind of waiting for that to come back, checking in like every 20 and 30. Then an hour goes by and nothing. I'm like, okay, these bastards sure don't have 2-hour lunches. And maybe that's why our country's going to the gutter. So
tell me you've never had a 2-hour lunch.
I've never had a 2-hour lunch.
Whatever, man.
Anyway, so I'm like, maybe I should check Facebook just to see if anyone's posted anything. And then I see a bunch of like Trump supporters like up against the wall of the Capitol building, and then I'm like, oh snap! And then I see a live news feed that they entered the building, and I'm like, oh okay, so that explains their 2-hour lunch. And I'm just like. And I'm like, oh my god, what happened? And like, I'm just hearing small tidbits of what was going on. Like they had the members of Congress had to put on gas masks. Some did, some didn't, because there was like a gaseous bomb or thing that they threw in the Capitol building while they were like ransacking the whole place.
Who's they?
The Trump supporters.
Okay.
The Proud Boys.
Yeah, the MAGA country. But so they were like, they were just like storming. They were storming the Capitol building, and I'm just like, what the freak is happening? Why?
Did they have like police or security like stopping them or trying to like push them back?
So, like, while the session was in progress, I did see small clips that, there were police at the door, like, pushing them back. Obviously, there were some aggressors who would try to, like, jump at the police and punch them, and that's when the police started to get pushed back. And it would kind of flip on from there in the Senate hearings. But then, obviously, after they stormed the Capitol, there was so very little that the police could do because they didn't have enough people. They didn't have enough guards. They weren't as prepared for
Or
this.
maybe they didn't want to be as prepared as other times.
That's true. Like, with the...
Black Lives Matter?
Yeah, when the Black Lives Matter is at the Capitol Hill door, it's just like, oh no, we have to defend the Queen, and like all National Guard is there, and
The Orange Queen?
yeah. but no, like, I mean, it was just, it was idiotic, and the entire time I'm like, what are these idiots doing? And then I read the funniest tweet, not from Trump.
From who?
I forgot his
Who's
name.
funnier than Trump?
There's this guy, I forgot who it was like Jack something. He posts the people who said you lost, get over it, who were chanting you lost, get over it in 2016 are now, what was it? Damn it, do you guys remember? I shared it with you guys before this.
Yeah. Something about he reads notes and is like, and now they're asking for. I don't know, man.
Mach, do you remember it?
That's your quote.
I don't remember, but I have a couple others here that I can share
Oh yeah, go
if
ahead.
you
go
want. Because so I'm on Reddit right now, and I'm just scrolling. Everything right now on Reddit has to do with this. This is an act of domestic terrorism. I mean, that's what we're gonna call it, and we're not gonna sugarcoat it. This is not like a protest, or it's an act of domestic terrorism, and that I think that's how the term that is gonna be used. 20, 30, 40 years from now, when we're looking at the history books,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be a case of domestic terrorism. But yeah, some of the this is why I love Reddit, because people are just they're digging up some tweets from like, check this one out. It says, "Hey Alexa, what is white privilege? White privilege is storming the Capitol building and not getting shot." And then another one for you from I'm not sure who this lady is. Maybe you guys know her, Tomi Lahren.
Nope.
So this is what she tweeted. 2020, like November 2020. If real Donald Trump were to lose, he won't. His supporters will go to work tomorrow just as we do every day. When Biden loses, his supporters will likely loot and riot. Tells you everything you need to know. Trump 2020. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, Reddit is just full of these aged like milk. That's the subreddit. All these tweets that are coming back to haunt them.
It's idiotic. I mean, even in 2016 when Trump was elected, I was obviously I was pissed. I mean, I think all of us here were pissed that Trump won the election, but I mean, you didn't see we didn't go riot like they did in Boston and other like cities. They rioted there, and those people, why did they do that?
I mean, no, so riots, people have they have the right to protest.
Yes.
They have the right to have their voices heard.
Yes.
And anything, even as stupid as something might be, that's their right, and they have that protected by the Constitution. But it's a different story when we're talking about breaking in through like security and security obstacles that are placed for that purpose to keep people out, and storming into the Capitol building. That's just I've never heard of that. It's historic. It has never happened. It's idiotic. No, yeah.
I thought that people would just get shot if they like even stepped like any like broke into. Like I saw there was pictures of people trying to break, or not try to, like they broke through doors and stuff. They were going into offices. They were going to like like I'm like what is this? Like why are they allowing this to happen? One, why isn't like there police? I mean, like I'm like we said earlier. I think if there was different color people, and it's sad to say, but if it was from a different color, that would not have gone that way. There would have been people that at the very least, would have been shot with like rubber bullets, right?
Yep.
Or
And then-
tased.
Yeah, tased or like gas, and then I don't know if that happened
Or
not.
knees on the freaking neck.
Yeah, it's crazy that that for something this big and for because they were destroying like historic things that are inside of that building.
Yeah, I've seen.
They were looting.
Yeah, they were actually looting. There was a photo of this one dude stealing the podium.
Yep. One of their many podiums that they had.
Yeah,
And he was so happy at it. Like his face is all over Facebook
it's
now.
crazy.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna get arrested.
and there was a tweet about this, like that Trump had tweeted a long time ago. Was something about if you go out and protest, you will be prosecuted and 10 years in jail
yeah,
or something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And these things that
You vandalized.
vandalized. So,
That's-
so these things that are said, and now we have to also kind of be fair because these are things that were said. Like any time that we say something and it comes back to us, I mean, it's happened to all of us.
Yeah.
When you kind of spit up and it kind of comes back to you, these things happen. Whether it's at a local level or privately, or in this case,
Politically.
National.
nationally, internationally, because this goes out to the entire world. I don't know how, if there are any examples of this happening to like the Democrats or people, the Democratic people saying something about. Oh, hold on one second. I'm getting a little.
No, you're good.
Oh,
No.
but anyways, so all of these things that are happening right now, they're it's easy to go back to what someone said, then to dig into someone's history, say like be it Twitter, Facebook, wherever it is, and try to, I guess, punish them for it in a sense, or cancel them for something that they said in the past. I think it's, even though it's funny right now, we're kind of laughing about it, and all the things that Trump and some of the Republicans or Trump supporters have said. It's funny now, but I don't think it's fair to sometimes, as it happens, like if I was to have tweeted something that may have been a little bit controversial or stupid, or like 10 years ago,
Yeah.
and then hearing that affects my career now because somebody decided to maybe look into my history of what I tweeted in 10 years ago, and they say, oh well, look at this thing that this guy posted, he's racist, or you know what I mean, like, and I could get my ass fired for that.
Yes. There's actually a funny thing that happened in Family Guy.
Family Guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
the best source of
No, it's funny. Like it's so like
it's funny.
he's working at the brewery and all.
Who's he?
Peter,
Okay.
and he's they're having a meeting and they're trying to get millennials to like buy more of their Patriot Ale or whatever they call it.
Their beer.
Yeah, and they're like, so we hired this millennial specialist to come in, and then he goes, hey, I'm gonna be your new millennial guy. He's just like texting on his phone, and then one of the guys is like, are we really gonna let this millennial talk to us like this? And then the guy's just like, oh well, now I just trended your face on Twitter, and now you're trending, and now you're leaving, brah, and now your family's arrested, brah. And like it's just like it took it to like the highest level of like, and Peter's just like, what happened to brah?
Oh god, I love Family Guy.
But I found the tweet that I was talking about. It goes,
Oh,
the "You Lost, Get Over It" crowd from 2016 is going to burn America to the effing ground because, checks notes, they lost, and checks notes again, they can't get over it. That was from Jeff Tiedrich.
Oh, that guy.
oh,
No idea who that is, but funny tweet.
some funny guy.
Yeah, he's trending now.
Yeah. But what would you say before I said the Family Guy thing?
Before you very rudely and quite possibly racist in a racist way interrupted me. No, I was just talking about how right now, even though we're kind of making fun of it, we're enjoying
yeah,
and
yeah.
all these tweets that were posted by either Trump supporters or Trump himself some time ago. You know, of things like, oh, if we lose, we're not gonna riot, we're not gonna loot, or if certain situation happens, then we're not gonna act like they do. All of those tweets that happened, we're making fun of right now, but in a more serious note, in a more realistic scenario as well. So, if I, for instance, maybe tweeted, I don't have Twitter, but if I had tweeted something stupid, 10,
Yeah, that's right.
15 years ago, when I was maybe more ignorant or less careful about my words, that I can get, some very serious repercussions to it, such as maybe losing my job, and there's been cases like that of people, famous cases, like Kevin Hart is one of them. Kevin Hart, I don't know if you guys remember this. He had a special not too long ago, where he tweeted something like, I can't remember exactly what it was, but he said something like, if I ever see my son playing or asking me for like a cooking doll or something,
I'm gonna stand up.
Okay, it was on his stand up. Then I'm gonna use that to beat him, but he said it as a joke, and apparently some people really took offense to that, and that came back to him many years later. This just so happened to come at a time when he was actually invited to host the Oscars. So even though he had already apologized many times for it, the Oscars were like, this kind of resurfaced. So we're gonna have to ask you to apologize again. And obviously, Kevin Hart being Kevin Hart, he was just fed up with it, and he decided not to apologize because he said, "I already apologized many times." So. Yeah, man, that's I think that's what we would call political correctness.
Yeah.
Right?
That's kind of what we wanted to talk about today. Because it's something that's new, right? It's not been around for very long. I mean, at least it wasn't.
It's relatively new.
When we were younger. When I was younger, that wasn't a thing. Yeah, I don't know. But so Daniel's got the definition. He's going to read it to you because I can't read in English. So go ahead, Daniel.
God.
You want me to read it?
I want to read it. I think it'll be funny.
Okay, yeah.
So
please read it.
Bear with me.
Yeah, bare bones.
The avoidance often considered as taken to extremes. Oh, it's not that hard. The avoidance often.
Okay, it seems like it is hard.
No. The avoidance often considered as taken to extreme of forms of expression or actions that are perceived to exclude, marginalize, or insult groups of people who are socially disadvantaged or discriminated against. Should I read the example?
Yeah, you can.
All right. An example for this would be women like him for his civil rights stand and political correctness.
Thank you, Daniel.
Yeah. So we were actually discussing this before the episode or off the air, because you didn't really know what it was, or
I thought I knew what like a certain aspect of it was. I didn't like
aspect. What aspect of it?
Like I thought like it only like related to actual politics, not like to kind of like an everyday thing.
Yeah, so from my understanding, this is from what I understand, is political correctness, yes, is that when you're being like a politician about things, when you don't say, red is good and blue is bad, and when you say, blue and red both have valid points, that's being politically correct. But then there's like, when we take it to the extreme, which would be something more like PC culture, I think it's called nowadays, when you go to kind of like to the extremes to make sure that you're not pissing anyone off. So like the whole movement of, like in Spanish, for those of you who don't know Spanish, and I think some languages like French they have gender, they're gender based. I don't know if that's the correct word for it. I know there's a word to describe this type of language. But anyway, so certain things are male, certain things are female. And so for someone who's trying to learn Spanish, it's a little hard, just because of the fact that in English, for instance, there's no gender. So there's a movement that is kind of trying to remove that gender away from Spanish. So instead of saying el auto, instead of saying la computadora, la being feminine and el being masculine, it would be something else. I don't know what
Like Lex teléfono. Pásame Lex teléfono, por favor.
exactly.
Yeah, but see, because you learned this in school, right? When we were in school back in Bolivia, like anything that ended in O or ended in like U, and I think E maybe has the the masculine like
Yeah.
pronoun, which is the el, and then if it ends in I think it's la, right? La casa, right? El auto, see el auto ends in o. So it's to help you with the language. I don't know if the basis of the language comes with like a gender, like to exclude, or I don't think so. I never took it that way. I don't know why anybody would.
It honestly doesn't make any sense. Like, I mean,
but the thing is, like, so not knowing that, and I don't. So that's the thing. I don't know. But at the same time, like, I don't know that you would have to go back and look at the origin of the language to kind of like say why.
Latin.
Yeah, why do we do it this way, and why is it offensive? Like, why do we want to do that? And then another example of that within the Spanish language is like there's people that are offended when you say Latinos or Latino, right? I'm a Latino. I'm not a Latino. I'm a Latinx or something like that. I think I've heard because they don't want. I'm not a male. I mean, and I don't think anybody's calling you a male when you're calling you. And again, I don't. Hopefully, there's nobody that's getting offended on when they listen to this, but we're not trying to offend anybody. I just don't think that because of the gender that connotations that it carries, it doesn't necessarily means that you're being excluded or trying to say that you're not part of it because you're not a male. And I don't know. I've never looked at it that way. But then again, I guess I'm on the winning side, right? Because I'm a male. Because I'm a male, and I mean I don't have to worry about it. Because let's think about it that way right now, right? If somebody came, if the term was flipped and it was Latina, and that was what was used for all male and female, would we be offended? Would you be offended? If Latina,
I wouldn't like it. I can say I wouldn't like it. Honestly,
You wouldn't?
I wouldn't. But I mean, that's me right now. Like,
because it's got a gender.
yeah, but no, not even that. Well, let me think about this for a second. Go on.
So I mean, also in Spanish you have to remember that if there's a group of people and all of them are women and there's one guy in that group of people, there's 10 women and one guy, that group will be called a masculine name, Latinos or chicos.
Yeah.
But it's not the opposite. So if there were 10 men and there's one woman, you'd still be chicos. So as long as there's one man in a group of people, you would use the masculine term for it.
Same goes for English, though. Same goes for English.
Does it?
Is it?
Yeah, if there's a bunch of girls and there's one guy, do you say, "Hey, ladies"? Well, actually, some people might, but
You say guys.
yeah, right. But most people would say, "Hey, guys."
Hey, dudes, and dudettes.
Well, yeah.
Hey,
but-
everybody. I say, hey, everybody. Hola todos. Like Barney. I love you.
But so that's kind of like the gist of it, though. There's other examples of political correctness, and I mean one of them is a lot of times has to do with race too. Calling someone. I have many black friends who prefer to be called black than African American. Because what is African American? Like, I'm not African. It's exactly what they say. I'm not African. Why are you calling me African American? So again, and then there's also like that kind of stigma of, can I call someone of color black?
Yeah, like the one time we said it, like here, like if you're outside of the United States, you wouldn't call a black person African American. America is the only place we would use that.
Exactly.
Right? If you go to England, if you go to Africa, if you go to China and they have black people, you say that black guy, right? Like it'd be funny if you go up and look at that African American that over there. It's hilarious, but so like I think that's something that here in the United States, because we're here, we experience it, and that's like there's a certain fear of using that word. That word I'm saying, it's like a bad word, like black. Describing someone as black. I mean, if somebody described me as brown, I wouldn't mind it. I mean, I think I am brown, but
Be brown and proud.
Okay.
That's
Brown.
weird.
Brown and proud. I think there's like a Latino movement in like the West Coast. I had a friend that was offended by brown pride.
Oh, what?
Really?
Yeah, because I think it's a gang or something over there.
Oh.
I don't know, something like that. But it's it's like
Hmm.
but yeah. But I think going back to like what the language, like, Latinx, and how you call a group of people, because the way Jota describes it, I get it, right? Why does everybody get to be called Latinos when there's only one guy and 5 girls or 10 girls? I guess I could see it. But that's, I think, part of it, I think, is what PC culture is doing, right? They're like, it's in my head, and I'm careful of what I say and how I say it because of that. This wasn't a problem when I was growing up. This
No.
was not a thing when I was growing up. It never was. And I don't know if the sensitivity level has gotten up, and maybe it does, and maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. I don't know. I mean, and I sound like an old person now because old people are always like afraid of change, right? People don't want to change their ways,
God, yeah, you're right.
right? They
Yeah.
don't, right? And it's hard to change. And like I'm 34 years old, but at the same time, it's like, is there a need? I mean, how? I mean, I guess you have to be really offended by the fact that you're being called Latino
Now, if
or
you're
Latinos.
like, if you're a woman walking down the street and someone calls her, "Hey, Latino," then yeah, be offended. Unless that's what you're going for, then
That's what you're going for. There you go. See, that's the other thing. like gender, right? I had a thing. I'm gonna share this story that I had at Best Buy, right? And I don't know if this goes in hand in hand with what we're talking about, but I think it does. So I was a cashier when I started working at Best Buy 20-some years ago. Not 20-some years ago. 15-some years
10
ago. 10, 15, something like that. And I was there. I was a cashier, and this gentleman, at least what looked like a gentleman,
Yeah.
came over,
Okay.
and it was put their stuff on the register, and then I started ringing it up. I rang it up. I was, doing my thing, and then I was like, "Hey, sir, go ahead and swipe your credit card." And then she turns to me and says, "It's ma'am." I'm like, what? Sounded like a guy, looked like a guy. I did not know what to do. I turned red. I probably turned like purple because I was so embarrassed.
Did you apologize?
I think so. Yes, I did. I was like, I'm sorry, dude. I'm kidding. I don't know. I didn't know what to say, so I was like, I'm sorry. Yeah, just do your thing or something like that. I don't remember what I said, but I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. I definitely said I'm sorry, and then I didn't make eye contact with the lady anymore. But the thing is, like, I didn't know. I kid you not. If you saw the person, it was a dude. Right,
Yeah.
it was a female that was trying. I don't know if it was transsexual, and I don't know, but it was like it had a deep voice. She I keep saying it. She had a deep voice.
She probably a smoker.
She looked like a guy. She was dressed like a guy, and I was and then again, and nowadays people are like, just because I dress a certain way, it doesn't mean I want to be called a man or a woman or he or she or they or whatever. Then like. I'm all for like, let's be respectful for everybody with everybody. Let's include everybody. I'm all for that. But like another thing that's happening with this is like they expect people to ask what my pronoun. I think is one of the things that they say, right?
yeah,
Is
just
that
like walk up to someone and say, "Hey, what's your pronoun?"
and I'm like, are we supposed to ask that every time? I don't know. I just don't.
I think that with that though, I feel like people would find that offensive. Like if they're not going for something else, like
Exactly.
like
If they asked me, and I'm not trying to do anything. Like, what do you mean? I'm clearly a dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm clearly a dude. Just call me. So it goes both ways.
It's
And
almost like saying like, "Hey, are you gay?" Like,
Yeah. I wasn't going for that look, but I mean, and that's the thing. It's not like because, it's just not me. So I don't know. But look, it's like a very
it's a sensitive topic.
It's a very sensitive and a very like hard balance to keep.
So like, I think with the thing that I feel like would work better, right? Kind of like with your Best Buy story, if if that happens, right, and she flips out on you and she starts like, you idiot, or you dumbass, or clearly I'm a woman, or why are you calling me, then that's taking it to the extreme on her part. But if she goes, oh, I identify as a woman, or I'm a woman, then you just get, oh, okay, I'm sorry, finish your thing, and like kind of like you did. But like if they're flipping out on you, like how are we supposed to know that? Like if you see her again, I guarantee you're not going to make that same mistake and call her a man.
Probably not.
I mean, you're not going to like unless like no, that's not going to happen. You're not the type to do that, right?
Right,
was
no.
this lady? I mean, this has nothing to do with anything, but I'm just thinking. When I was working at the restaurant, I think I waited on this lady. Was she kind of chubby?
Yeah.
Was she kind of older?
Yeah.
Did
White.
she look white? And did she look like she had a mustache?
Almost.
Like it could either be wrinkles or mustache, but she had something on her lip.
Yeah, and she had the haircut of the Donald Trump.
Oh.
This is the same lady. This is such a coincidence. This is, if not someone very similar, or maybe her twin sister. I don't know. But I had a lady like just like that came into the restaurant when I was working at the restaurant, and I was packed. And I think
You were packed.
I was packed, as in I had a lot of tables to wait on, and I was suffering. I was just sweating bullets, and this lady came in, and I was like, okay, it had actually slowed down by then. I went up to her, and of course, same situation. I said, "Hello, sir. How are you?" I forget what else I asked, and she goes like, I want this, but she had like deep voice, and you could mistake her for a man easily. She goes like, I want this, and I want that, and and by the way, it's ma'am, like deep voice, So, and my heart dropped. I was like, fuck, what, I apologized. Oh, I'm so sorry. And then the rest of the day, for her stay, everything went wrong. Everything. The food came out wrong. I think I even gave her the wrong check. I took forever with her like drink because I was swamped with other tables, and I just felt so bad. That it almost felt like I don't know. And I mean, I feel really sorry for her, but I mean, what can you do as a like if she were to put herself in our shoes or somebody else's shoes, it's hard. It's a man. When you see a man, you call him a man. You call him a sir. When you see a kid, you call him, hey kid. But what if that happens to be I think now midget is not the politically correct word. What is the word now that we use? Little people?
I don't think that's it either.
There's another word. You cannot say the word midget anymore. I know for sure. That's.
Yeah, it's definitely something else. I don't know what it is.
I wouldn't bring it up, honestly.
You wouldn't bring it up?
No.
What, you don't want to talk about it?
No, I mean, no. I mean, like, if I saw someone of shorter size, I wouldn't say, hey, you're
I know. What do you think?
I'm looking it up.
Oh, he's looking it up.
So, I mean, I'm just saying, I wouldn't comment on it to them.
But like if you see a little kid, that's what I'm saying. You see a little kid walking, and then maybe that kid is like, who knows? He's walking into a freaking liquor store. What do you say? Hey, buddy, come out! You're not allowed there. And then he turns around. He's like, "What do you want?" And he's he's a grown ass man, but he's a little people.
What? But why? But why is it your responsibility to stop him?
I'm just saying, like, you see a little kid, like, okay, so you guys have seen that. You must have seen this video. There's a video of a bus driver, a school bus driver, and all these kids are, I think they're going in or out, I don't know, but the bus is stopped. And there is a little kid being pulled by the bus driver. The bus driver gets out, and he's like, I forget what he's doing. He's like, man, get the fuck out of my bus, yelling at the little kid. And then the people outside start recording because they're so concerned. So they're like, what is going on? And everyone is already like ready to beat the crap out of the bus driver until they see the kid. And that kid turned out to be a midget or a little person who was dressed like a little kid and was going in the bus. I don't know the full story, and then everyone was like, oh, what the fuck? Everyone's kind of like minds blown because they just saw that happen. You know what I mean? Like that's what I mean.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Oh my god, that went viral.
Person of short stature, little person, dwarf.
Dwarf?
I mean,
That's dwarfism. Is what the
I know that's what the
is.
condition is, but that seems like an insult to me. I don't know.
I mean, everything kind of really sounds like it. If I was of that height, and I think I would find everything offensive.
Yeah, little
Yeah,
person. Imagine
yeah.
that. Like it's. There's the thing. It's like the context. I think it has a lot to do with it, right? Because I can call many things to people that are close friends of mine, and they know me, and they know who I am, and they understand my humor, or they understand what the connections that we have,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they are not gonna get offended. They're not even gonna think anything of it, right? We call I think we talked about it this before. Like we call each other the silliest things that sometimes the most insulting things, but like as brothers, as we have friends, Hakeem, right? We have Hadi, Bizrat. We call each other, things that I would never say to anyone else, right?
In public,
Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, but we're okay with it because we know who we are. We know it's for humor, and we know it's not to offend anyone. We're not trying to offend them or anybody else,
Yeah.
right? And that's why we don't say it when there's other people around, because other people may find it offensive.
Yeah.
And if they find it offensive, I mean, it is offensive if you think about it, but that's not what we're trying to do. And I think that has to do a lot with like the weight that it carries, right? And but that's also I think why like when there's a lot of comedians that are talk about this subject now in their stand-up comedy or in their comedy that it's the context, right? They're in there to make people laugh. They're not there to offend anybody. Although everything that they say at a lot of times is offensive,
Yep.
like what happened to Kevin Hart when he was talking about his kid and him asking for a dollhouse or something like that, I think it was, or a prince's house or something like that. It was a joke because it's
Yeah.
funny. But at the same time, I guess there may be a kid out there that could be asking for that because he identifies with the feminine gender. And I guess that's yeah, I guess I get it. I think we all get it. That it could be it is offensive, and it could be taken that way depending on who's hearing it. But again, I think if you're listening to stand-up comedy, it's comedy. That's what it's doing. It's supposed to be, right? And then again, I look at it. There's one comedian that I do not like, and it's Daniel Tosh.
You,
And
I love that guy.
I think you guys
Daniel
like
Tosh
him.
is the best.
Yeah, and you guys see, the only reason I don't like him, and when I think about it, it's hypocritical of me because he's white, and that's why I don't like when he talks about racism, because I feel like, and it's wrong. I like when I look at it because I feel like he has no right to talk about other people's race because he's white.
Because he's white. See, one of the things I actually differ on that. I love Daniel Tosh because he is
Ballsy.
brave
Yeah.
to be able to say the things that he says. Like
Yeah.
he says one thing, I forget how the joke went because the joke does not matter as much as the line that follows the joke. He makes a joke about Spanish people. Something funny. He goes like, yeah, because who are you gonna trust? Are you gonna trust some guy, or are you gonna trust Jose, who stands in the corner of a 7-Eleven, just waiting to, he's ready to paint your house or something, And that was the joke. And then he was like, relax, guys, I'm not racist. And then he goes, the name of that joke was Latinos are criminals. I cannot stop cracking up for the longest time. Every time, and you guys can vouch. Every time I see something that anytime that I can input this, Latinos are criminals, I say it. Sometimes I completely forget, and sometimes I wonder if people, hear me and they're like, wow, this guy, he thinks, he's not like Latino or something. He thinks he's better than us. I legitimately just find that funny, and that and I guess it kind of goes to show that I don't care. It doesn't need to be. He's making fun of Latino people, but I'm not taking offense to it. I just think it's funny. And a lot of things that he says are very edgy, very edgy.
Not only with race. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Daniel Tosh did actually get a lot of backlash for one of his jokes. It was against women or something. I think it had to do with a vacuum.
I think a lot of the stuff he says is offensive, to many people. So the thing is, I heard someone else say it, and I don't remember who. It's like, as long as you belong to the group that you're making fun of, then you're okay to say that joke. And that's one of the things. So I like,
Russell Peters.
no, like when I think about jokes and like the people that are saying them, it's easier for me to swallow and to understand that it's a joke when they're part of that community because they know what they're talking about.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like made up stuff.
Like
Right? They're
Yeah.
not like they understand what's behind the culture. They understand what's behind the joke.
Oh,
But like if someone from the outside is making fun of something else, that's when I get offended because you don't know what you're talking about necessarily, but you're making fun of it. But then again, I don't know. Their comedians they do their research. They learn about the culture. They learn about whatever it is, culture. If it's about the LGBTQ community,
Yeah.
if it's about whatever they're talking about, and they know what they're talking about, like Dave Chappelle. We talked about that
Yep.
before. He made a joke about the LGBT. He knows kind of, he has knowledge about that, and I think it's better taken. It doesn't suit everybody. Not everybody's going to be okay with what he says or what a lot of the comedians say, but at the same time, I think it's easier to I guess an easier pill to swallow when you belong to the group that you're making
Yeah.
fun of.
I guess.
There's a comedian that I like, that Bill Burr.
Yeah,
Like he tells it straight up. Like
Yeah.
In one of his jokes, he actually talks about this sensitive topic, and he goes just like, "We're a bunch of pansy asses now. Like,
yeah.
what happened to this country? We used to make steel.
I love that.
And now we have safe spaces, and
Yeah, I remember that, the safe spaces, man. That was ridiculous.
it's still a thing, man.
I didn't know that. I thought that was like a
That's a safe
2016, 17.
A safe space is like somewhere you can't be like, oh, that black man over there did. I mean, like you can't really do that anywhere anymore. But you shouldn't do that. But like you can't be like insulting someone because of.
No, I think the safe space is where someone can be and be able to speak their mind and
Not be
no.
like, held accountable for it.
yeah, not necessarily accountable, but like
Judged.
they can express themselves. I
Like-
thought that's what it was.
No. Sorry. A safe. Well, that was what a safe space was. But like at one point, safe space became where you can't make fun of like someone's gender or their sexual preference. Like you can't make fun of homosexuals. Period.
You shouldn't.
Well, you shouldn't. Yeah, you really shouldn't. But like in these safe spaces, like if you did that, like these were mostly in like colleges and stuff.
Yeah, they started in school. So like
Yeah.
right here it says a place or environment in which a person or category of people can feel confident that they will not be exposed to discrimination, criticism, harassment, or any other emotional or physical harm.
Yeah. So like he talks about Bill Burr talks about that kind of stuff, and he's just like he's making fun of it. Like, why is that even a thing? Like,
Yeah.
and he goes into detail, like, and he gets backlash for that. Almost all of his comedy acts,
Yeah, I mean,
he's offending people, but
he takes it to to a level, but he talks about things that he's experienced.
yeah,
and
that's
he
true.
knows.
But like, what I'm getting at is like he doesn't apologize
He doesn't
because when you go see Bill Burr,
exactly.
you better expect to like have your feelings hurt in some sort of way, fashion, or form. Like it's not a. I'm not gonna go to watch Bill Burr to feel good about myself. I'm gonna go watch Bill Burr
To laugh.
Well,
Exactly.
yeah, well, Bill Burr, he's not saying anything that's like. He's not being irrational. You know what I mean? He's saying things that have truth behind it. You know what I mean? Like he's not gonna say, like one of the jokes that he makes, and I guess it could be considered controversial, is he says, "Oh, women are they're so." Oh, it was a show in Oprah, and then she was introducing their next guest, and he said, "Oh, and Oprah was there saying things like, my next guest, she is a woman and she does the hardest job in the world. She is a mom."
Yeah.
And then Bill Burr goes and says like, "What? Like that's ridiculous. Because you telling me that like the hardest job in the world is being a mom? Well, I would rather take that over than being a coal miner. Bending my back, breaking, risking, staring at the death every time I go in the tunnel. Yeah, and it's true. Like how many people? So this is one of the things that I think. Imagine back in the days, like in the early, back in the days when there was a lot of war, right? Like in 1920s, 30s, 40s,
Yeah.
men had to go to war, right?
Yeah.
And women wanted to go to war. Some. Now, and then why do you think a lot of times women from that time are so motherly? It's because they had to take that role, right? So like when the men came back from war, like, you know, it's kind of like a way to thank people or thank them because they're doing a hard job. They're going away. They're going to die pretty much. You know,
They're going to kill. That's not an easy thing to do.
I mean, exactly, right? So it's one of those things that, I mean, I don't know. It's
all about perspective.
I guess so. I guess it is.
I mean, because someone might like you remember the movie October Sky,
Yeah.
right? The father in that movie loved the coal mine.
Yeah.
He loved it. Like he lived for that, even though it gave him lung cancer and a freaking black spot in his lungs the size of a nickel. If I'm quoting the movie correctly, he loved it like that. He would. Okay, maybe.
I don't know, man.
But he loved that job. He might have found it easier than actually raising kids. It's all about perspective. Like, I mean, we all have our own point of views. Like, I could never. Well, I mean, I could never do the coal mine, but if I had to, I would.
But then you also have to think of something like this. Like, imagine your kid. All he does is he comes and he says, "Daddy, Daddy, I want this." You're having a really bad day. Daddy, 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 look what I did. I was like, "Wow, get out of here!" And you're just pissed. And just that one moment is gonna ruin the entirety of your kid's future. Like, that kid is gonna grow up with some sort of a mental problem or some sort of insecurity because that kid was being vulnerable, coming to you and say, "Daddy, Daddy, look what I did," or "Look what I found. I finally did it." And then you're just having the worst day and just like dismiss him like that. And so, you know what I mean? Like that. I mean, I get both. I get both ways, but.
Yeah, no.
You say we're trying to be politically correct here, guys.
We are very, very politically correct.
It's
very hard.
I mean, it's tough because it's like you don't have to. You don't want to offend people. I don't think there's people that do. There's people that are out there that want to offend people, and that's all they're trying to do.
Like
Yeah.
the Twisted Tea
Right? The Twisted Tea guy. I mean, he was drunk, I think, or high or some shit.
guy.
You know.
Whatever he was, he just
Yeah, that's the thing. But you know, that's not a. I mean, you know, yeah, it's not good that he's calling them the N word, right? But you know, I think he was drunk or whatever, and I think if he knew what he was doing, he wouldn't have done it. I don't know.
That's
Maybe.
still not an excuse.
maybe-
Go on.
Yep. No, I'm not saying it's an excuse.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's an excuse. You shouldn't be using it. But, you know, he's drunk. He's not there, right? And there's people that do things that, you know, when you're drunk, and again, it's not an excuse. They go to jail. They need to do whatever. And you pay for whatever they're doing, their actions, right? But it's different when you're 100% in your right mind and you're still doing that. That's what I'm saying. It's a different level, right?
Yeah.
Right? Because you're 100% there and you decide to insult someone or you decide to, like, call someone the N-word or you decide to beat someone or, like, hit your wife, your whatever, right? Then, and you're 100% there, then that's, you know, that's a different level because that's all you're trying to do. You're trying to hurt
Trying
someone
to hurt.
at that point. And then that means that, you know, but nevertheless, what I was trying to say is, I forget what I was trying to say now.
My bad.
It's all good. But no, the thing is, yeah, I don't think any of us, I don't know a lot of people that are out there that are doing that too. Like, they're not doing things to hurt people, right?
Yeah.
I don't know too many people that are out there that are trying to do that. You know, I really couldn't call anybody out that I know personally that's going out there other than, you know, our president. You know, it's clear what he's trying to do,
You know him personally?
yeah, he's my buddy.
I'm one of the Proud Boys.
You know, we have tea every now and then.
I love how, and I don't know if you guys know this, but the Proud Boys was a thing, right?
Yeah.
For a while, and
Yeah.
Proud Boys is those who are, they're armed and they support like
Trump?
Republicans, and they're very
White
hard.
supremacist?
Yes, there's a lot of like the white power thing.
Yeah.
You know, the little hand, the W and the P.
Oh my god! I just
Yeah, if
Wow.
you've ever, I mean, you didn't know that. I'm sure a lot of people who are listening might not know this, but if you see a photo of people who are, you know, soldiers or law enforcement, because there's been a lot of, you know, controversy regarding this, because there's like police officers, you know, they're posing and then they have that, you know, like sticking out 3 fingers and making an O with the thumb and the index finger,
with one.
with making an O with the thumb and index, kind of like saying okay, kind of like the okay sign.
Yeah.
Flip.
That is white power, because if you get the 3, make the W, and then this makes the P for
Yeah.
power.
Wow.
And a lot of times people that gets confused with the thing that, you know, like Juanca does this thing where
Yeah,
he
the
like
hole.
he'll put that sign.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Got him,
they got him thing. But anyway, so yeah,
Gotcha.
that's one of the things that was like pretty big, and I don't know how it started or who decided to start, but now hashtag Proud Boys is trending, and it's gay people putting something like anything that's gay. So like, oh, you know, we just got married, or we just got engaged, hashtag Proud Boys, or we just adopted our kid, you know, hashtag Proud Boys. I love it.
Because they're proud.
And they're boys.
They're gay pride. I mean, no, but that's pride, right? The
Yeah,
gay pride.
that is
That's
pride.
what they do.
Yeah.
I mean,
I heard the Proud Boys were wearing skirts or like kilts. Right?
Kilts for
Yeah.
who?
Huh?
For what for?
They were marching before a few weeks ago. They were marching on the Capitol again, but not like today. They were marching, showing support for Trump, and they were like wearing their skirts, and apparently
skirts.
kilts. My bad. They were wearing their kilts, and apparently they had gotten them from an LGBTQ plus manufacturer that supported them. Like their main focus was
Proud Boys.
to give pride
To the boys.
not to pride to, like, you know, to LGBTQ plus, like that was their main focus. And then a bunch of, like, you know, the Proud Boys, the, you know, the white power people bought their skirts, and then like they were like sharing that all over Facebook and Twitter and stuff. You guys didn't hear that?
Nah, I never heard of that.
Oh my god, that was too funny.
Was that big?
I just thought it was funny. Like they were trying to be like,
Oh, the irony.
yeah, like they were trying to be like, oh yeah, no, white people are the best, and we're strong, we're men, we're Proud Boys, and it just turns out that that's a bunch of like the manufacturers that they got their skirts from are like proud
How did they
supporters.
find that out?
Who did find out?
Whoever put it out there.
I'm pretty sure the actual manufacturers posted it.
Yeah. You know, I was actually gonna share a story that happened to me not too long ago. It was probably towards the end of this summer. Last year, actually, no. Wow. So yeah, last year. So we were walking, Evelyn, and I was walking with Evelyn. I was walking with Evelyn.
Evelyn. Come on, baby, let's go.
I was walking with Evelyn, and then we had the doggies, and these two chihuahuas. They're great, but one of them, Mocha, is very. At that time, she was very hyperactive, and she would react very aggressively, but in a friendly way when she would see other dogs. So she would bark and run up to dogs. So we were kind of scared of her doing anything or fighting or anything. So in order to kind of avoid that and to calm her down, we read that putting a muzzle on them helps. So we did that. We had this little muzzle and we used it and it helped. She would bark less and she would be more worried about the muzzle than other dogs, And so we went walking, and then Evelyn was taking a video, and she had been, and we would only use it if she would bark. So if we're walking, she wouldn't have it, and as soon as she starts barking, if they're like barks that are like normal barks, like woo, that's normal. But then when she starts barking, kind of like aggressively and desperate, like like we can't control her, then that's it. We put the little muzzle and we use it to kind of help us control her. So that happened that day. She was being very, very aggressive, so we got the little muzzle, we put it on her, and at the end of the walk, Evelyn was kind of taking a video on her Instagram, and she still had the little muzzle, and me being me, stupid, anytime that Evelyn is doing a video, I'll try to do something stupid just to kind of be funny, and so Mocha was there, and like I decided to play like I was gonna step on Mocha, but not like step like real fast or
Did
anything.
we talk about this already?
No. We talked this off.
Before. Offline.
Oh, my bad. Go on.
Yeah. So I was I pretended to step on her. Obviously, it was very slow motion, so like there was no way ever I'm gonna step on the dog. Let me make that very clear. But that was it. And then Evelyn, we went on our day. Nothing out of the ordinary. And a few hours later, Evelyn's like all concerned, and she was like, somebody contacted me as somebody I don't know, and I was like, what happened? They put like sad crying faces emojis to my story of the whole muzzle thing, And then she was a little bit concerned. She was like, babe, you need to stop being stupid on camera, And I was like, wait, what happened, And then so she had to reply something like apologizing. She said, hey, I'm sorry. Sometimes we have to use the muzzle. So she made it about the muzzle. So she was like, we have to use the muzzle to control the dog, because she's aggressive. And then that lady or that girl responded with like a mean emoji, like mad emoji faces. And then at that time, Evelyn was like, she kind of felt real bad, and she was mad at me, like, you need to stop doing that, And it was an argument, and I was like, I felt real guilty because it's her thing, and I'm doing that, and I felt guilty. But then I started thinking, I was like, I don't think I did anything wrong. I mean, maybe to people who don't know me, or who don't know us.
Yeah, like if you ask someone if you ask us, we know you're just joking around. We know you're never going to step on a dog.
Exactly.
But like to someone who doesn't know you,
I know, so maybe I need to watch myself. But then I wanted to get like perspective from other people that know me, and I asked somebody else, and and she even brought it up to me. I'm not gonna say names, but she brought it up to me, and she was like, that was funny, and she was actually cracking up when she was sharing this, that she saw this story. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. Because I wanted to, I was going to ask you about this because, we got this, text message and blah, blah, blah. I told her the whole story. And she was like, what? No, that's crazy. That was funny. Yeah. I think it's so funny. And I was like, okay. And then, Evelyn and I kind of agreed. And I was like, but from that point on, like, I know that I can bring some, like, negative. So I try not to do that. But I think when it comes to animals, especially here in the U.S., there's a lot of there's a lot people care more about animals than they care about other people.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree with that? Like,
well, yeah, because it's a life, and it's true, it's a life. But I mean, there are human lives out there, they're suffering too. Like, I mean, kind of put things into perspective. Oh, I just recently saw a video of a man impersonating a farm CEO.
What is a farm CEO?
Like a farm, like an owner of a farm.
Okay.
He's the CEO of the company, and he apparently got infiltrated Fox News or something, pretending to be that CEO, and they interviewed him, and he talked about all the like heinous stuff that they do in those farms, and it's true. There's a lot of like stuff that would make anyone cringe, seeing how they treat the animals there, and like. But he talks about like how if we don't get that under control, like the pandemic is going to just keep spreading, or maybe not this time.
Many other more pandemics.
Exactly. So he's talking about that, and then like after a few days of him doing that, obviously someone calls the cops, and lawsuit is filed against him, and he's just like, oh yeah, you're more worried about this than the animals. I'm just like, I just told you like all of these things, and you're worried about me being impersonating. I'm like, yeah, yes, kind of. I mean, like, although you did bring up a good point of what's happening, impersonating someone on live television, that's not a good look.
Not a good look.
Like it's
find another look.
Is it a cute look at least?
Shut up. You know what I mean? Like,
no, we don't.
It doesn't make your cause. It doesn't look like your cause is actually trying to do the right thing. It looks just like you're just trying to create anarchy, or it didn't look good. And then he's like questioning, why am I getting filed for all these federal lawsuits when I exposed them? I mean, like, yes, you exposed them, but really what you're doing right now is you're taking away your own voice and putting it in prison for what you just did. You impersonated someone.
Right.
Yeah, impersonating someone who's not cute is not a good look.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Find another look.
So anyway,
where was this?
Stupid, huh?
Where was this in our topics?
It wasn't. I'm just talking about political correctness.
Oh,
he was politically incorrect there.
Oh my God, you're gonna suck so hard.
No, because you're saying that because he was trying to do something and he did it the wrong way.
He was trying to do the right thing, but in the very wrong way, and of course that's gonna have backlash. And he was like, "Why is there backlash for
so
what
it's
I
like
just did?"
it's kind of like the Saw movies, right? Where he's trying to like teach them a lesson, but he's hurting them in the process.
Yes, that's an excellent.
So let's talk about that. I'm kidding. No, because that's what happens in that movie. For those of you listening that don't know,
it's a great movie. Great movies, actually.
Yeah. But But that's, I don't know. Yeah, politically correct. Being politically correct now is
Is it more important than being honest? Would you hurt someone's feelings, or would you rather just say what's politically correct?
So you're saying that the politically correct thing might be hurting someone's feelings?
No, I'm saying, for instance, they ask you something like, there's got to be something that you don't believe in. That is a common thing that most people believe in. So, like, for instance, oh God, there's so many topics.
Just pick one.
Like, I mean, we talked about this video, alright, F it. I'm gonna say it. So there's the misconception that being, looking a certain way it kind of decides your future, or decides who you are, or if you're like model material,
Okay.
that's all you're gonna end up being in life. And then if you're not model material, then you need to settle for something that is perhaps more academic, or more that requires more your brain.
Than your...
You know what I mean? So something like that, for instance, if someone was to ask you, if a friend or a daughter, whatever, was, I want to be a model, right? And says,
Okay.
and then what do you say to that?
You can be whatever you want to be.
And then you say you can be a model?
if
You
your
can be
daughter is
whatever-
ugly.
Oh,
What you
yeah.
say?
Pretty much. I mean,
You're bringing this back to that Daniel Tosh joke, aren't you?
No, I swear I'm not. I was actually gonna go with another topic that's a little bit more sensitive, but I'm sure we're gonna go through this topic another time, so I'm gonna save it for that time.
Good.
But no, but that's just an example. So or another example, you see a scrawny little kid, and then he says something like, "I'm gonna be the next Arnold Schwarzenegger." And then you can say, oh yeah, you can be whatever you want to be. Or you can say, for instance, well, okay, yeah, you can be, but not with the lifestyle that you're leaving, that you're leading.
That you're leaving. I'm leaving this lifestyle. Lifting weights, powder drinks, that's not my style.
You know what I mean, right? Like, take me, for example. Take me, like, so that way no one gets offended. I always played soccer, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. And I was like, great, I got better and I improved. And then I had certain contact with some coaches that they saw me playing. They were like, oh man, you could actually play. You should try out for this team and that team. And I'm talking about local teams, like college teams. I'm not talking about any big teams. So, and that kind of filled up my ego, right? And I was like, oh, I think I have it. And then that's it. And if someone at that time would have come and been like, kind of gave me a reality check, or if I would have asked someone and said, I want to be a soccer player, and then they see what I did, and when they tell me, like, well, they can say, oh yeah, you can be the next Ronaldinho, or just so that they wouldn't hurt my feelings, and they're being politically correct, or they could have been, I'm sorry, kid, but I don't see you got future. Not with the way that you practice. I bet you don't practice. You play with your friends, and they're very casual. You don't exercise your body to be on that next level. You know what I mean? Like, what is more important? Is it being politically correct, or being told the truth?
Like it comes up to you, you don't got a future.
Why is it with you just telling people all the time?
No, oh god,
You're so dark. You've been playing GTA too much.
it's true. No, but like no, I mean, I don't know any adult who would say that to a kid. I mean,
So I think that's the difference. If you're saying it to a kid, I mean, a kid, you don't know what they're going to be and what they can do, right?
yeah, like there's
I mean, I guess if you're going to be a model, or if you're going to be a model and you're like, you have I don't know, like, you don't look like you're going to be a model. I mean, what a model is now, at least, right? Because it could change. Who knows, right? It's changing, right? There's like plus size models now. There you never was that before, right?
true.
But so that's the thing. So like you could a kid, right? But like he's saying, like using himself as an example, he's an adult, right? Or he was an adult. He's older then, and he can handle that. He's able
you can
to
handle that harsh truth. But I mean, even then though, like if you want, like, I still don't see. I wouldn't do that to begin with. I wouldn't tell anyone they can't do that. I would say something along those. If you want to do this, you really have to go for it. You have to meet with recruiters, play on teams where the recruiters show up. You have skill. Like I don't really watch soccer, but you do have skill. You have control over the ball that I can't even fathom. Why is that funny? That's the word.
You're funny, Daniel.
Like I get, and we talk about this all the time. If there's ever an open tryouts for any football team, as a for a kicker, I'm definitely taking you there to try out. I don't care where it is. If it's with the.
Don't they have those though?
They do have open tryouts, but not recently.
Why don't you take them then?
I'll take him because he could literally do it, man. Like you've seen him kick. You've seen how powerful his kick is.
No doubt.
Take me to church.
Okay, that got weird.
That's the song, man.
Did you know what the song's about?
Yeah.
Okay then.
Oh, what is it about? I didn't know.
What?
I thought it was about getting married. Kind of take me to church. Let's get married. It's about time. It's been 10 years.
It's about
I love you, baby.
In Russia, they don't really think. In Russia, nobody's gay.
No.
Oh, okay.
So that's what the song's about.
Oh.
Take me to church. I'll love you like a dog at the sign of your life. I'll carry your sin. I haven't heard the song in a while, but I know it's about that. Like it's about how it's basically wrong. It's a sin to yeah. And he's saying, "Take me to church." And then let's do this. Let's get married, even though it's a sin. I'll
so it is about marriage.
Yes, but it's about
gay marriage.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So it's good. It's inclusive.
No, but they're talking about like if you even watch the music video is pretty dark.
Yeah, I don't watch those.
Like, the music video is actually in black and white, so it's pretty funny.
Exactly. Even more reason not to watch it. There's color. Why would I want to watch black and white? No, but yeah. I wanted to say something before we wrap up because I think we're almost done here.
When you circle back to the beginning of the topic, Trump tune.
No, yeah, that's the other thing. No, but it was about this what you're talking about, like gay and like
gay
being the Pope, and like how Catholics, they don't accept gay, right? The Catholic Church, but the Pope recently, Pope Francis, is one of the most controversial popes, is accepted and said, they can do what
they deserve to be happy.
Yeah. Exactly, something like
because it's true.
Exactly.
Who are you to say that these people can't be happy? Oh, I actually, real quick, I asked someone who is religious, right? And I asked them if your child was homosexual, would you let them be?
What religion?
I'd rather not say.
You'd rather not say what religion they're from?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'd rather not say. Just know that they're very religious.
Is it a Muslim, Christian?
It's just a very religious person, and it's not Muslim.
Okay.
All right.
So there's a very religious person who knows, in her head, being homosexual is a sin, and you will burn in hell for that.
Okay.
Right. So I asked this person, if your child was a homosexual, would you let them be happy? And they responded with no. I want my kid to be in heaven with me when we die. And I kind of looked at this person like, are you serious? Because I thought this person was joking. And they were like, no, if my child is not a homosexual. I was like, okay, well, maybe not this child, but what about your next child? And they said that, no, I want to be in heaven with my kids. And I'm like, okay, but you're telling me that you would rather your kid be miserable now, here on earth, with someone of the opposite sex than be happy their entire life on earth with someone of the same gender, just because you believe that when your life or their life ends, when they get to heaven. Why is this funny?
I love how you pause it a lot.
Because I'm thinking, like, I have to think about this because I don't want to give any clues as to who I'm referring to.
You're trying to be politically correct.
No, I'm just trying to. I'm not trying to give any hints as to who I spoke to about this.
I spoke to many people that are from Christian, Hindu, they're from Islam, they're Muslims. They all say the same thing. They don't, what you're saying. They don't want, it's a sin. It's not. So people that are, but there's also other people that are, I have friends that are, that are Christian, that are Catholic, that are, homosexuals. So this is the thing, like excluding people because of their religion, their gender, their sexual identification, whatever you want, all those things, is not what religion teaches. I don't think any religion should teach that, or I don't think that's what the intent is, right?
Nope.
Because you're trying to get, if there's truly a heaven, God wants you to get there because, let's take Christianity, for example, right? He was crucified to forgive all of our sins, right?
Yep.
Right? That's one of the things. And through him, we will get to heaven, I think is one of the things that is said in Christian, right? And when we talk about this more in detail, we have more someone that has, read the Bible. I have friends that probably will be joining us, and we can confirm it. And they know the exact quotes. But that's what it is, right? They say through Jesus you'll go, and they're saying that, and some people take that as being like only if you follow Jesus Christ that you will get to heaven. Other people take it as he died on the cross, and everything that we've done, as long as you repent for your sins and you know that, you're gonna go to heaven because he already sacrificed himself to go to heaven. Whether there's a heaven or not, I don't think anybody can say, right? I don't think there's no proof. But everybody, like a lot of the religions, believe that there's a paradise or an afterlife or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think what we're forgetting is that we are blessed with a life that we have now, like you were saying earlier. We can enjoy and allow each other to enjoy the life instead of trying to make each other like miserable. Whether it's like by insulting people, that hurting people that we were talking about earlier, discriminating, right, or making people feel bad because of the way they look, the size they are.
Yep.
That's not. I mean, that's
it's not being human,
right? It's that's what it is. Not being human, not being like a good neighbor, a good person, right? Because it just takes away.
Strive to do good. Just strive to do good.
There's a song.
Sing it for us.
No, by Ricardo Arjona, right? And this is a Latin author singer. It's called, in Spanish, it's called Jesús es verbo no sustantivo, which means Jesus is a verb, not a noun. Right? So it's in the song, it talks about saying, do, don't just say. Right? So just because you're saying doesn't mean you're doing. So instead of saying things and like calling things out, it doesn't make you a good Christian or a good, religious person. I think he's talking about specifically Christianity and in the song. But the actions that you take are what makes you a good Christian. Yeah. And a lot of people just talking and they don't do anything. Take some action. I think that's something that was the Jota was mentioning last time too. Like when we talked about like our goals and things that you need to do before you start like feeling or something like that. What he was saying, right?
That last episode.
Yeah. So I think that applies to a lot of things in life, right? You need to start doing rather than just saying, I do this. Another thing that I think it's popular now that people are doing good deeds and they're filming them.
Yeah. As
they're doing them, like, is that good? Right? A lot of people say no because then you're like putting people on camera that are needy, right?
Oh yeah.
And then they're like just like out of nowhere you're just collecting, like you're making yourself feel good because people are seeing you're doing good, but then the person that's being the receptor maybe doesn't want to be on the on the picture or on the video or something like that. But yeah, I mean I don't know. That's I think more.
That's for another topic.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
But yeah, I think that the moral of the story is.
Moral of the story.
Yeah, it's a story. Let's be nice to each other. Let's be more accepting and
do good. Just
do good.
Do good.
Do good.
But what if my good is not good?
Yeah.
What
so like my good is good for me and some people, but it's not. It's bad for you. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
How about instead of being good, we say be accepting? Because like we see Trump and we see their supporters and they.
I see what you're saying.
You and we look and they're stupid to us. Let's be honest. Let's not sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
To us, they're stupid. But then there's people who you talk, and then they actually bring valuable points, and they say, you know, I support Trump because he has this point of view and this point of view and this point of view. And what can you say to that?
Yeah.
Other than just accept it? Well, you know what? You believe in that, and that's fine. And unfortunately, we're gonna have to agree to disagree.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, you're always gonna believe that there's a Muhammad for you, there's gonna be a Jesus for me, and there's gonna be a Messi and a Ronaldo. You know what I mean? There's like different flavors for everybody, and you can believe. And at the end of the day, we're all gonna be dead, and it's not gonna matter whether we go to heaven or not. There's gonna be a worm, a snail, or something that's gonna eat our dead bodies, and then our bodies are gonna feed the future. You know, plants, the future life.
God, I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
What?
I thought you were like, there's going to be a wormhole. Like, we're going to fall through that wormhole.
No,
like, what are you talking about?
I'm thinking more like worldly, like things that we for sure know that's going to happen with
the cycle of life.
So yeah, like, I mean, with the whole Trump thing, he could have spoken out about Capitol Hill a little bit sooner.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, you know, if Trump wanted to, you know, really cut down on things, he could have done it like a lot sooner.
Well, I'm actually referring to today. Like, seeing as soon as it happened, what happened? Joe Biden, almost like 15 minutes after like the whole thing shut down, like everybody was in lockdown, Joe Biden went up, spoke to the press, and said this needs to stop. He called on Donald Trump to do something, and then like 30 minutes later, Donald Trump posts a video, a minute-long video.
A minute?
That was like a minute-long video. He's just like, we lost this election. We lost this fraudulent election. We can't let them. We can't serve this to them on a silver platter. I want you all to go home. Respect the brothers and sisters in blue. I love you.
Be safe.
Be safe. So
please be safe on your way home with that podium you stole from the Capitol.
like, oh my God, man! It's just.
I mean, he's funny. He's
a clown, man.
He is a personality. You gotta admit that he's very he's very magnetic.
I will say
and
that
not only that, but he doesn't care. That's the thing. He's like, he doesn't have two Fs. He doesn't give two Fs about political correctness, right?
No, he does not.
He will say what he needs to say. I mean, I'm sure that there's people behind the scenes that are trying to keep him in line and trying to control what he says and what he tweets. But they can't keep him from doing what he does, right? And
they're probably relieved that he lost the election. I don't have to babysit this bastard.
I don't know. But yeah, I think with that, we'll call it a night. Hopefully you all enjoyed a little bit. Maybe had some laughs, maybe didn't. Because it's tough to laugh about laugh.
It's tough to laugh.
It's tough to laugh. Like it turned Irish for a second there.
Shrek. Donkey.
But you know, it's tough to like enjoy or like I don't want to say the word laugh anymore. Because it's a sensitive topic, right? What makes you smile, what makes you happy, what makes you maybe it doesn't to others, and maybe it's offensive to others. But I think the only way that we can at least come to, I guess, an agreement, like, be accepting, like what I was saying, right? Accept with people the differences that people have, right? Because some people eat pork, some people don't, some people are religious, some people aren't.
Yep.
You know? And we're all prejudiced. Let's be honest, we're all prejudiced.
Yeah, I think it has to do with survival, right? You have to survive.
Yeah.
In order to survive, like if you see something that's dangerous one time, next time you're not going to go into that same situation because it's survival.
Yeah.
Right, and it's not, and it becomes prejudice because like if I go into a neighborhood that's full of Latinos and they're all like tattooed, I won't go in there again because I'm scared. You hear everything. I think that's that kind of an instinct, and I don't know. Again, I don't think that everybody that has tattoos is a criminal. I don't think that everybody that has, that's Mexican or Latino is a criminal, or Latinx, whatever you want to call them, right? Right? That's not what I think. But you can't help it sometimes when you're put in a situation where you're.
It's a fight or flight.
Yeah,
it's
that's
fight
what
or flight.
It's an instinct that we have.
I mean, like that. That's it. how we are wired as humans. Which is why we've survived for a long time. When you're, like you said, you're walking somewhere back, our ancestors are, they're walking and then they see something that looks like an animal, and then it's already in your instinct that certain animals, like a snake or a lion or cougar or whatever, that's red flags right away. You categorize things. So similar, we still have, because it makes things easier to make a decision. So it's easy for us now to categorize things because it makes it easier for us to function in life. Oh, bad driver, Asian. Oh, construction worker, Latino. Like it's easy. It's easy. We've all done it at one point in our lives where we're like, oh God, that has to be a woman. She's driving. You know what I mean? Like everyone does it. Women do it to women.
God.
It's true. We probably shouldn't do it, right?
Yeah.
But it happens. So it's all part of life. I mean, we gotta break the, what do you call it? Break that
Cycle, chain.
Yeah, the cycle, the chain, the stereotypes.
Oh, okay.
They're gonna come down, right?
Mhm.
At some point, maybe not. But at least they make us laugh. Laugh.
They make us laugh.
They make us laugh. All right, guys.
Yeah,
It's an hour and 20 minutes, so buckle up and listen to this. I guess if you hear this, you've gotten to the end of it, so don't buckle up.
We're just starting.
Unbuckle. Abort. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Go home, stay safe.
We love you.